Atrium Health Navicent is raising awareness about breast cancer. They're hosting multiple events here in Central Georgia, including mammogram opportunities. And joining us now to talk about it and how they're the key to early detection is Dr. Paul Dale. He's a surgical oncologist at Atrium Health Navicent here in Macon. So mammograms are very successful in detecting breast cancer early. How do they work?
So mammography basically is a way of looking into the breast. And all it is a lady walks in, has their mammogram done. The x-ray exposure is like flying an airplane from here to Washington, D.C. So don't worry about getting too much radiation. And the radiologist now can look at these. And the neat thing is that 3D mammography allows us to look incrementally at the breast. It's sort of like taking a loaf of bread and slicing it, right? And each slice can be looked at individually. So instead of having just two views, 1, 2, they have multiple views that go all the way through the breast, thus giving us a much better in-depth look into the breast.
Oh, wow. Well, and breast cancer is that also an issue for men as well? And can men take mammograms?
So great question. And the answer is yes, men do get diagnosed with breast cancer. In fact, I diagnosed one about 2 weeks ago in my office. And they often present later because they don't realize they can. So therefore, any man that has a lump in their breast that's unusual, hadn't been there before, should have it checked out by their primary care physician. Most of the time it'll be benign. But about 1,700 cases of male breast cancer are diagnosed every year in the United States.
So that's more so if you notice a lump, then you should get one rather than just, with women, you have to be more preventative.
Men shouldn't just get routine screening mammography, absolutely not. But if a man has a lump, they can have a mammogram, yes.
And is there a point when you can stop getting a mammogram done?
Yeah, that's a great question. I get that asked that often. So typically it's been recommended once you get into 70 years old. But I often ask a lady, well, are you going to live 5 more years? Because if you're going to live 5 more years, it's probably best to get a mammogram. So we've got ladies that are getting mammograms 75, 80, even 90 because they're in great health. And they're planning on living for another 5, 10 years. The last thing they want to do is wind up with a big lump in their breast, big nasty cancer that could have been diagnosed early and they could have been treated.
Now, what age should you start, and then how often should you get them?
So starting typically is around age 40 unless you have a strong family history. If you have a strong family history, then probably having it done at least 5 years before your before your nearest relative was diagnosed. But starting at age 40, if you're in good health and you don't have any major risk factors, maybe every other year is good. I recommend every year though, but every other year is reasonable if you don't have any strong family history.
We have a lot of events that we'll get to here in just a second that you guys are doing, but is there anything else that you want to share?
Nope. No, I think mammography is the reason that the death rates from cancer have gone down. Since 1988, we've decreased breast cancer rates by about 40%. We're finding more cancers. The diagnosis is going up, but we're finding them earlier, and that's what's important.
And that critical detection is key. So there's a lot of events coming up, and here we can share some of them. It's on their Mammogram Marathon, which is happening Thursday. This is running from 7 in the morning until 6 in the evening. You don't need an appointment, and you can just come and walk in. The screenings are happening at Atrium Health Navicent mammography locations, and here are about to be some of them on your screen. Atrium Health Navicent Breast Care Center on 1st Street in Macon, and then the Atrium Health Navicent Imaging and Laboratory on Hardman Avenue in Macon. Also at Atrium Health Navicent Imaging Northwest on Zebulon, and then on the 247 connector in Byron over in Peach County, and then as well in Monroe County on North Lee Street. Now, if you can't make it out to any of these locations, then you can reach out to the Atrium Health Navicent's mobile mammography clinic by calling that number right there on your screen, 478-633-2003. Again, 633-2003. There are screening grants available if you are uninsured or underinsured. You can also call the number 478-633-7020 to check your eligibility. Again, that's 633-7020 to check that grant eligibility. Atrium is also hosting several other events, including the Glow and Grace Survivor event on October 12th. This event honors and celebrates breast cancer survivors. It's taking place from 1 to 4 p.m. at the South Bibb Recreation Complex on Houston Road here in Macon.